Hi, and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory. That was, I don't know, it was interesting because it was sort of, it was kind of bleak, did you think?
I mean, zombies?
Well, just looking at the whole thing, I mean, a lot of them were beautifully drawn and there were also a lot of like creative interpretations, but just like, to me, it just was kind of an indication like, we're done. Inktober is done.
I mean, it was also Halloween. We had Halloween vibes over here.
Yeah.
So...
No, but it just felt like it's kind of like that, you know, when you have winter, when you have the beauty of fall and then it becomes winter and there's this winter and winter and winter. That felt like winter, and now we're going to have the fall.
We're back.
It's a complicated explanation for what I'm thinking, but yeah, I think I'm not alone. As Courtney says, if there isn't color today, I might cancel my membership. Heather says she's ready for color, and yes.
Yeah.
And Thistle points out, Thistle says, I don't understand why people assume Inktober is all black and white when the world is full of colorful inks. Fair enough.
Yep.
I think that's valid. I certainly have a lot of colorful inks myself.
And you didn't use them.
No, I feel like austerity and
is kind of part of the assignment.
Yeah, then you burst forward and you're like, yay. So Inktober should maybe be in February or March.
February is hard enough.
I know, but then spring comes. So I feel like we're doing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we've had just a lot of monochronism, and now it's time to
break out the tempera sticks.
Yeah, but that isn't to say that there weren't a lot of beautiful drawings.
There were.
I don't want to imply that there weren't.
And you had fun. You're glad you did it?
I absolutely am glad I did it. You know, it was 31 days of kind of creative exercise, in the sense of like trying to solve problems, trying to take the prompts and figure out what I wanted to do with them, and then figuring out how to, you know, execute them in tones. You know, I as I griped a few times during the month, it was challenging to be an illustrator, because that's what a lot of this required, and I think it's kind of where it comes from. Prompts often come from that world of illustration. So a lot of times it's like a conceptual idea. You know, the one that first stymied me was murky. So you take something like a mustache, okay, you draw a mustache. Murky, what do you draw? You know, so yeah. So that to me was the more challenging thing. Drawing in black and white is fine. I do that a lot. In fact, the first couple of years that I drew, that's all I did. So it's not, that was less onerous, but more was, how do I tell a story? How do I create a character? Things that I like doing, and I do sometimes, but I hadn't done it that consistently for 31 days. So it was good. It was good, and...
do you feel like your art got better?
I don't know what that means. I mean, I feel like...
Yeah, do you feel like your hand felt... I mean, you do art most days, but to like sit and do... I mean, you spend an hour every day, right? So that's accumulates in some way, doesn't it? Into neural pathway.
I spent an hour of drawing, but I probably spent, you know, another hour of thinking and coming up with, you know, doing some research and doing some stuff. So it was quite a bit of work, and so I think that was good.
Yeah.
I feel like if I look at the last pages and I look at the first pages, I think I was more adventuresome, and I think I got new kinds of confidence around certain things. I think my ink wash got better. I learned more and more about how to do it. So there were a lot of ways in which it got better, and I thought I became more kind of thoughtful and more, frankly, adventuresome too, because I think at the beginning I was very self-conscious. First of all, I was doing every one of these as a live stream, and I was posting the work, which I'm sure everybody else was doing as well. But I just kind of felt like, oh, I'm stepping out of the Sketchbook School world into this other world, which is the world of Inktober, which includes a lot of illustrators and a lot of like pretty serious people. And was I going to be, you know, was I going to feel awkward? A lot of those things that I'm sure are familiar, but you know, I exist in my own biosphere most of the time. So. But it turned out to be nothing. I mean, that was irrelevant. And so I started to become feeling less like, oh, I need to make a piece of art, and more like, I can just make stuff that I like.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my final thoughts, and I made a whole video about it in case you missed it. Where I spent half an hour talking about all this stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
what are we gonna do today?
okay. So JJ and I are going to Mexico this weekend.
If the travel gods
If we're allowed.
allow it to be so.
The government shutdown doesn't prevent us from flying. So we're going to be going to Mexico, and we're going to be spending a week going to museums in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot of cool stuff. And so we're thinking about that. We're also thinking, I think it was, did you say Frida Kahlo?
Yeah. Well, when you think of like a riot of color, that's one of the first things that pops in my head. Also, over the weekend, I spent some time making an ofrenda, which was a little altar to some of our departed family members. And that's all full of color, and it's still set up in our dining room. So I walk past it and we're going to Mexico and it was just like these things, there was symbiosis, and it felt like it was a great prompt for a joyous riot of color.
Right. So Frida Kahlo is going to be our inspiration. Now, I want to say something about Frida Kahlo, because what I did is I went out, as I do every time we do Draw With Me, and I went out and just like looked at some reference, and I thought, like, I have a picture in my head of Frida Kahlo's art. I've certainly looked at it before. We've even done Frida Kahlo here on Draw With Me before.
Yep.
But when it came to thinking about color, so here's the thing that I wanted to just bring up. So if you go and look at, this is Frida Kahlo, some of Frida Kahlo's paintings. You know, she did, I think, 55 self-portraits, and, you know, this is, you know, just a random representation of them. She did a lot of other stuff too. I mean, she made a lot of paintings. But when I look at these, I was like, okay, let me pull up some of the colorful ones. And this is kind of what they're like. Like, we think of her, and I came up with this idea, which is, when you think about Frida Kahlo, I think you think about this kind of stuff. I don't know if you can see this, JJ, yet?
Not yet.
Yeah, so this is, we think about her flowers and her rich colored kind of clothing and the environments and animals and birds and flowers, but a lot of it's fake. Like, this is not Frida Kahlo's work. This is other people who are inspired by the same idea. A couple of pieces are hers, but most of these, so this is like, if you go and look at a place that sells posters, this is what you see. And when you search Frida Kahlo on the internet, you get a lot of stuff that isn't made by her.
Yeah.
That is kind of portraits of her, and they're pushed in exciting colors and so forth. And part of it's like, you see this picture here, this photo here called, this one. This is like a painting actually of a photo of her where she's against this green wallpaper. Like, that's a pretty iconic picture of her. And there are photos of her with these bright colors, but when it comes to her paintings, there weren't any. So I was trying to find one for us to work from. And so that, I just bring that up because to me...
You learned something.
Well, I learned something. I also thought, like, it's interesting how you think of an artist a certain way, and then, you know, when you look at their work, it may or may not be that, but that doesn't mean that what you think of can't be your inspiration anyway.
For sure.
It doesn't have to be, you know, specifically that. So,
for sure.
So this is, like, to me, sort of a pretty iconic picture of her, painting of her, self-portrait. She has the flowers in her hair. This is done, I think this was done, but she was married to Diego Rivera, and they had a tumultuous relationship, and they got divorced, and then they got back together. And there was a year where she did a lot of self-portraits, and that was that year between when they broke up. And this is one of them. So a lot of them, you know, she also does a lot of stuff that's about her, you know, her struggles, particularly with her body and operations and things like that.
She was in a terrible accident riding a bus, right?
Yeah, I mean, do you remember
She
that movie?
Lived a life in incredible pain.
Yeah, I mean, and she had a lot of surgeries on her spine and stuff like that. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. It might be worth bringing up again.
Let's do it. Let's watch it tonight.
Yeah, because it was interesting, and we're going to be going to her studio or their house actually that they lived in together. But anyway, so I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to make the Frida Kahlo painting maybe that I feel in my head, rather than just
direct,
copying this.
A direct lift.
Well, I like her pose here, and to me, this is very much of a Frida Kahlo 3/4 turn. You know, flowers in the hair.
Got the unibrow.
You know, but I'm probably not going to do the crown of thorns bleeding around her neck, and I'm probably not going to do this kind of mountain range of brown and green leaves.
I mean, you have to get that incredible earring in.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to do my version. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do with this, you know, her as a starting point almost. But I'm going to kind of, maybe I should draw myself now.
No beard.
No beard.
No mustache.
Well, she has a bit of a mustache. Maybe that's why I like drawing.
Be nice.
Well, she didn't seem to mind that she had a bit of a mustache, right? She painted herself with it.
I mean, of course. I think she celebrated.
She was very authentic. you
Yes.
know? And she was just like,
Yeah.
I am, and she, you know, she's non-traditionally beautiful. She's not, you know, she's not the sort of Western ideal.
Right. I
She's like a
I
real
wouldn't
woman.
say non-traditionally beautiful because I think that invites cultural bias.
But that's the point, is like in you know, our worldview, she's unique in her appearance, right? I mean, we know her, like you can dress up as her. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, but
I
don't,
do.
I don't know that I'm saying it correctly, so I apologize.
Yeah. I think it's a murky territory
Hey, there you
to
go.
enter into.
There you go. If only I'd done that. So yeah.
Somebody is asking, what kind of makeup stick are you using? You've given Danny the entree that he's just been waiting for. Take it away.
This is L'Oreal.
No, it is not makeup,
Well, I think
and
that
it's not Japanese fried food.
it's not. This is a tempera stick.
Not tempura, as
Not
I often
tempura,
say and
no.
embarrass myself.
It's tempera.
Tempura stick.
Yeah.
And they're cheap and cheerful.
They're cheap and cheerful.
And you buy them on the reg because you use them up. And did I hear you say that after a month of not using them during Inktober, some of them dried up?
Yesterday with the members, we had so I drew this yesterday. And when I drew it, I was alarmed to see that some of my tempera sticks had dried up. Well, not alarmed, I was actually excited.
Delighted, giving you the
because it meant I could go out and buy some new ones. So yeah, so that you know, that to me is like an indication of what a journey Inktober was. That I came back like Odysseus again. I keep referring to Odysseus these days, but Odysseus returning and discovering that that Penelope had dried up.
You know, in that vein, however, our weather here in Phoenix is still very summer-like, and our relatively new air conditioning system
Why are we talking about that? Okay.
broke down. We had like a week where things keep breaking, and now we have this like drama with, is our flight going to be okay? Are we going to go on this vacation? Anyway, the air conditioning in our house stopped working.
Yeah, that sucked.
So I think that could have, I'm just
You
giving
think-
you
oh, you
a
think
bit
that
more
might have been a
context
part
of
of the
why
reason?
your kit dried out, because it's been very hot in here. Like I've had a couple of those nights where you get up in the middle of the night and you're like, I have to go outside. I have to go outside to cool off.
Hot November.
Hot member. No, it's hopefully going to get repaired mañana. And they are, even though it was just out of warranty, like by like 2 months, they're going to honor the fact that this just ain't right. Should not be broken after.
So what should I put behind?
Air conditioner it replaced had been in service since 1997. I'm like, wow, they really don't make them like they used to.
As you can see, this is a point of contention.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
Yes, I think I'm not sure. I don't want these leaves. I'm sure these have some symbolic representation that I'm stomping all over, but I wanted something else, so I could think of what else it should be behind her.
Just as long as you get that earring in. Really enamored of that earring. I like that you gave her blue hair.
I think I'm still influenced by the Van Gogh, because he had that blue hat on, and now I'm seeing the red and the green. I'm sort of doing a version of that. I just like those colors, and they're complements, so they go nicely. They complement the picture.
So the tempera sticks, they are all different makes, but I think the ones you got were like cheapo.
Here's what you do. Okay?
Amazon basics.
Don't worry about the brand, because they're all made in like the same giant factory in China. This is called tempera paint stick. And the brand is called Shuttle Art. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. And then there's these ones which are called Play Color Basics. Again, sorry. So it doesn't really matter.
You have a huge amount, and you have some that are fat and some that are thin.
I have this whole box full.
Yeah.
I have a box full, and so you can buy these for $1 maybe each. You buy a box of 20, and it'll cost you maybe $20. So just go and look.
in.
Just go and look for tempera sticks. Just type in tempera.
And if you come to this program on the regular, you're going to hear about these. Except
sticks.
in October, when Danny didn't speak about them other than longingly. You use them an awful lot.
Oh, can you blame me? Look at this.
It's a joy. It's a riot of colorful joy. I am worried about the sleeve
I know
of
you
your
are.
shirt.
I know you are, but I rolled it up. These things don't get on. They don't.
Oh, you jinxed it. You just got that shirt.
All right. Could you tell that this is her already?
I would maybe guess it. I think I could.
Or either that or Bride of Frankenstein.
That was last month. I'm just wondering how you're going to fill the hour at the rate you're going.
Oh, there's a lot to do. I mean, I barely finished that Van Gogh yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Don't be deceived by my speed.
So what else is going on? So last night we went out to eat, and we came out the restaurant. We went on the relatively early side, and we came out the restaurant, and as we were walking to our car in the parking lot, saw the stunningest moon. I mean, it was hanging like
Do you
right
think
there.
everybody has that experience, or is it like a
Well, right now
here?
is an extra supermoon.
But is that everywhere in the world?
What I mean, some places it'll be cloudy or the time difference. It's just, it was exactly positioned. It was so breathtaking. We said we couldn't stop staring at it. And we said it was aggressively beautiful, which I think is it was aggressively beautiful. It was so. You could see so much detail in the face of the moon.
It was drawing a lot of attention to itself. It was demanding attention.
It was like, look at me, pick me energy. It was so pretty. It was just incredible. And we commented about how there's something really exceptional about something that is so beautiful that you can't photograph, right? Like you
True.
cannot
Never take a picture of it.
So you have to be in the moment. You have to just look at it with your eyes.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't just hang in that position forever. So, you know, you gaze at it until something changes about it. And so it's a super beaver moon. That's right. And Gina's looking at it in Alaska. I can only imagine with less light pollution. It must have been incredible. And
Super beaver?
a super beaver moon.
That's about.
Jen in the Philippines couldn't see it because it's cloudy and there's a typhoon. So that's, you know, can't control the weather, but hopefully it clears up and you can see it. It's still full-ish tonight, and we're going to, like, plan to be out there and just give that its due because it was just, I mean, it just takes your breath away. When we walked out the parking lot and saw it, we both, like, I mean, gobsmacked is a word.
I've tried to take pictures of it now for 2 days. It's just, they're all terrible. It looks like somebody's left a tiny little light bulb on.
Yeah.
But that's the incredible thing about the moon.
Yeah. So hopefully you can all try to observe it tonight wherever you are. Maybe you'll get appropriate weather and have some manner of the experience we had, which is just like...
Is there anybody from Mexico City here, you think?
I haven't seen anybody chime in from Mexico.
Because we've never
We're
been.
coming! I mean,
We've
I don't
never
want to
been
jinx it. We have... This is going to sound... I don't want to sound like the universe is not revolving around us, but we have poor vacation karma. So this is like a problem we've had before, and
Since the pandemic.
we paid quite a lot of money. Like we prepaid, we planned this. You know, it's not like an ad hoc thing. It's like, and it's like, why is this happening now? Like,
It's just going to make it all the taste, all the better. It's like the Inktober of vacation planning, and then when we get there, it's going to be Frida Kahlo.
yeah,
That's the way I see it. But
I'm scared we're not going to be able to get home.
So we'll be in Mexico. That'll be fine.
But our puggies,
We'll have them shipped.
no.
All right, so I feel like in my zeal to put all this color down, I've kind of thrown off the composition a bit. It feels just all one level, I think. So maybe I'm going to put some dark in here. Now I see why she put those things back there. She knew what she was doing. I just don't want them to be brown leaves.
All the leaves are brown,
And I think they're sort of,
and the sky is gray.
probably have some symbolic thing. I think that's often the case with her stuff. So tempera, as I was explaining to the members yesterday, you can't really mix it, but you can layer it. So, you know, like I couldn't mix this and this, or this and this in a separate thing and then put it in. Maybe I could, but instead I just layer it, but they're pretty opaque, like it's designed to be opaque. So.
Somebody was asking, can you smear these with your fingers?
No.
Yeah, they dry.
These are not pastels.
Yeah. Which is why you weren't worried about your shirt sleeve.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
you can get it on your clothing, trust me.
When it's first wet, you can a little bit, but...
That's not really how they're intended.
I mean, they're for kids, you know?
Yeah.
So, they're
not meant to be messy.
I mean, but they feel really, as you can see, they're really nice to going on.
Creamy.
Yeah, I mean, whoever said that they look like makeup, that is true. I mean, it is like painting with lipstick. Yeah, so this is kind of like a base layer, I guess you could say. See, it's also nice that you get this kind of, I don't know if you can see this, but see these kind of like gouache-like textures you get, where you go with one and it kind of just gives you other interesting elements.
You haven't been using gouache lately. Kind of since you found these tempera sticks, you've been...
I did a bit of stuff with gouache because I did a whole video about them, but...
Did you use those Hemis?
Yeah, I got the new Hemi. I got a new set of them, and I kind of demonstrated that. But
did they dry out in the month of... Have you not
the new ones?
inspected them?
No, I don't think so. I haven't inspected them. It's possible. But these are just, they kind of fill that. I mean, gouache, you can be much sharper. You can do sharp edges. You can do flat layers. You can, but if you want to be loose, this feels like it works. So.
Uh-oh. That didn't sound good.
These are Inktense colored pencils, and they are water-based, but they're also they're intense. They're
Juicy.
Good. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna use them. I like to use them on top. They're not
Derwent, right? Derwent
Inktense.
Intense.
They're not they're not completely happy on. You see how nice this is when I'm doing it. I'm gonna switch cameras here. All right, so you see here, like when I'm on the plain paper, it's nice. But I should put the reference up here. Sorry about that. Hold on a second. Let me just copy the reference. So, but when you have to draw on the tempera, it's not quite as easy. So I like to use these to kind of just sharpen up my edges of my things.
Give some dimension. Did you purposely leave a little white to be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I like to. So, for instance, like here, I want to draw an outline to this earring. So, that you couldn't really do with these big fat tempera sticks. I do have narrower tempera sticks that I'll pull out in a second, but they have their own set of problems.
So the chat is all a Twitter with the new Derwent drawing pencils. Do you know about these?
I don't.
Lisa said they're all the rage on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
think
behind the
I'm
times.
gonna have to check those out.
What does that mean? What is drawing pencils?
I don't know.
I mean, Durham makes lots of drawing pencils.
Well, there's
I'm
a
sure it's different
new aspect to these, so we'll have to know. We'll have to get in the knowing of.
They're AI powered.
They're magic.
Yeah, so you see these are thinner, so you can draw thinner lines, but the quality of the pigment is not as good, and they tend to be, I don't know, it's just not as dense, the color. So, but I use them anyway. So let me just get rid of this guy first. Members, I went over a lot of this tempera discussion yesterday because it always comes up, but so I apologize if it seems repetitive.
I mean, do we ever really tire of speaking about art supplies?
That's a good point.
This is our love language.
It's true. Yeah, see, I'm just deciding whether I want to make it really, keep it kind of a little abstract. I think I do.
Keep what, her face?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I'm obviously going to draw in her eyes and her eyebrows and all that, but I'm just wondering, like, do I need, like, should I leave this kind of thing rough, you know, or or should I be smoothing it in and make it look more photographic, like hers is? And I feel like I don't want to. I think I want to keep it feeling energetic.
You're giving her polka dots?
No, they're going to be flowers.
Oh, I see.
But I just wanted to see if this would be opaque enough, and I also wanted it to dry before I start drawing on it. Because sometimes you see here, like if I put in a second color, I put in the yellow on top of the red, so obviously yellow is lighter than the red, and you can see it becomes orange. But then if you put another layer of the yellow on top, it becomes pure yellow. So you can kind of build it up that way. I think we have plenty of time, right?
We have 20 minutes.
I've tried looking for professional tempera.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
It's not a thing.
Unless you're a professional child, I guess.
Well, that sounds like a good thing.
All right, I'm gonna go in. I'm doing the eyes. The most nerve-wracking part of this whole process.
Do you know anything about the Faber-Castell gel sticks?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
Those are the big fat ones that are like like a wooden pencil.
I don't know.
I've seen those.
So Kendall says, professional tempera is made with fresh egg yolk and pigment. The only way to do it is at home.
Yeah, I mean, that's egg tempera. I've heard about that. But it's not the sticks. And that's the whole thing to me. You know, because otherwise I would just use gouache. If I was just going to use paint from a tube. I mean, illustrators use tempera, and I think there were, like, it used to be, because you use an egg yolk.
White. Use the whites.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Don't you remember Kate Logley? Oh, rest in peace. That was her project that she was working on?
Yeah, I have this vision of like somebody holding a yolk in their hand.
No, well, maybe because they'd separated it to get the white.
Maybe. All right, so now I'm seeing that the edge of the head here needs to come in. See, so I was able to reshape her face there, which is good.
So Kim said the Faber-Castells are called gelatos.
Yes, yeah, those are the ones.
They look like temperas, but the paint is very different from tempera, more translucent and water soluble.
Yeah, I have seen those, and they're not opaque like this, obviously, and they're not as juicy, I think.
More translucent. Guess who just pulled up?
Let's get excited for some leaf blowing.
It's time. Twigs. Come here. Come here. No barkies. Come here. Oh, my little girl. Okay. Oh, this dog really smells like a fresh baked biscuit right now. So biscuity. I think I'm gonna leave her. It's extra precious to me right now.
The big trauma is leaving the pugs.
I don't want to leave my baby. Well, as it turns out, maybe I won't.
No, don't say that.
See what the travel gods say.
I think I'm sort of a little bit afraid of doing some of these details of her face. That's why I waited so long. But it's turned out that was a good thing. shape of her nose seems to be quite important to her. She spent a lot of detail on this nose.
No.
Huh?
What?
My white pencil had some black on it.
Oh no.
I think I can fix it.
Contouring.
Exactly. Yeah, because having a black spot on the end of her nose is not
No,
not
no
appropriate.
warts.
Not appropriate.
Oh, here comes Clover. Somebody, and I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but said they have your book Art Before Breakfast in Ukrainian is called Drawing on Breakfast.
Drawing on breakfast. All right. Well, that's. I think I have a copy of it here.
The Ukrainian version?
Yeah.
We don't really know how to read Cyrillic letters. And by when I say don't really know, I mean not at all.
There it is. Creative something or other.
No, it's not. That's not what is in the chat here.
Yeah?
Mm-mm.
That's not it?
No.
How about this? Kunst vorm Frühstück. Or Art antes del desayuno.
Yeah.
Or
None of those seem to be the
how
Ukrainian
about
version.
this one?
I hope you didn't just biff your Frida.
That black spot is not leaving yet.
No, it's determined.
So what do I do about her mustache?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know if your name is male or female, but it said your version is Russian.
Well, that is a very big difference, obviously. I apologize for that misunderstanding.
So Doris says in the movie Ghostbusters, Sigourney Weaver's character is restoring something in a museum and she does a egg
Oh,
yolk.
really?
Yeah. Kendall is asking, have you tried China markers on your tempera sticks?
No. China markers are pretty unforgiving and intense.
That'd be a fun experiment, though.
China markers don't really come in many colors, though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know if we have any China markers.
I think I might have one or two, but...
Are you gonna make those brows a bit more prominent?
Brows, what do you mean? Her eyebrows?
Yeah, I feel like you gave her like a plucked version of her unibrow.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. Kate says it's National Nachos Day. I'm into that.
Why?
Nachos? You don't like nachos?
I mean, but why is that a holiday?
I don't know. Why
Is
not?
there going to be a parade?
We know how many ridiculous holidays there are. We often ponder them when we think about the topic for the show. There's everything under the sun you can think of and more.
Has the White House put out a notification about it? Is it an official national holiday?
Oh gosh, sorry guys, the leaf blowers are,
They're coming.
there they are. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to turn your mic down a bit.
You really only have a few minutes left.
Not much I can do about that. See, I told you we'd run out of time.
Oh my baby. Oh my baby.
right, that makes those flowers look a little bit less like blobs.
Black Hat FPV said, can hear someone's heartbeat. I will tell you, it's not a someone.
It's an animal's heartbeat.
It's a pug. I'm having a pug hug. Her little
You
heart.
and the microphone are.
Yeah, her little heart is probably right on my mic. Isn't that nice? I share my pug hug with you.
All right, those earrings are standing out. And I think we're kind of out of time.
Yeah, you're done.
I mean, I think I might do some more work on this
I think it looks great.
in the privacy of my own studio. But, yeah.
I like it a lot.
Alrighty. Yeah, the background is kind of a bit amorphous. So, all right. Hoo-wee! All right. So,
How fun to be back in the color.
back in the color again. So, let me just say thanks for making some colorful stuff with me. I want to see your Fridas, or whatever it is you made today. So make sure you put them on social media. You can put them on Facebook. You can put them on Instagram. You can put them here on YouTube. You can post things here on YouTube for us. And you can also put them in the schoolyard if you're a member. So you just need to put a tag that says hashtag SBS Draw With Me. SBS stands for Sketchbook School. And I want to invite you to become a member of our merry band of members. This is November.
I think it sounds like you're saying no member, which we want yes member.
We want yes member in November. No. Anyway, so yes, so November is now, which means if you become a member, you can draw with us every Wednesday, except with one exception.
Not next week.
Not next Wednesday, because
unless we get grounded and we don't go on our vacation.
Grounded. I hate that idea. You're grounded, says the government.
The FAA says no mas.
Hopefully that won't happen. So anyway, we won't be here next Wednesday or Thursday.
Hopefully.
So next week, Draw With Me.
If you see us next week, we will be crying and drinking.
And we'll be going back to black and white. It'll be all just.
Time is 11 a.m.
It's 11 a.m.
There it is.
So yes, and Danny'sEssays.com. I write an essay every Friday.
They're free.
They're free. 40,000 or so people get them. You could be one of them. Just all you have to do is sign up and I will send it to you. And subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the bell so that you'll know next time that we are getting together. So, yes.
And help us. We're chasing a goal to get to 500,000 subscribers before the end of this year.
Yeah, we are.
We have a ways to go. We
We're-
could use your help.
We need 24,000 more members.
We
have 400
feels like a lot.
We have 476,000 subscribers.
We need a few more.
We don't need. It would be great to have 500,000 members. That's not what we're talking about.
We're just talking about
channel subscribers.
subscribing.
So if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe. All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I'm glad to be back with you and Color.
And hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll come back and we'll be re-inspired by Mexico and all the wonders that we see there. So see you then. And meanwhile, have a great weekend.
Be good. Be well.
Bye-bye.